Sweden is a country that stands as one of the oldest kingdoms in the world, with its roots stretching back to the Viking era over 1,000 years ago. From the royal palaces that tell tales of the past, to the innovative ideas that shape our futures, Sweden offers a story at every turn. In today's episode, we'll explore Sweden's renowned wonders that most people don't know about, and at the end, we'll discover the most intriguing facts regarding its people, culture, and traditions. Ristafallet Waterfall, located in the heart of Sweden, is one of the most beautiful waterfalls in the country and has been featured in many famous movies. The area around the waterfall is a famous spot for fishing, especially for salmon and trout. Unlike many waterfalls that have a straight drop, Ristafallet spreads out in a wide, fan-like shape over the rocky terrain. Off the coast of Sweden, there's a special island called Gotland. It's the biggest island in Sweden and sits in the Baltic Sea, about 80 kilometers east of the mainland. Gotland is not just known for its natural beauty, it also has a historic city called Visby. Visby is famous for its old stone walls and fortress that date back to medieval times. The story of this place begins over 1,000 years ago, when Visby first became an important center of trade. Merchants from Germany, Russia, and other Baltic countries came to Visby to buy and sell goods. The city grew very rich from this trade. In the 12th and 13th centuries, the people of Visby built a huge stone wall around the city to protect it. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Visby is the Visborg Fortress, constructed in the 1100s on a hill overlooking the sea, serving as a symbol of the Swedish king's power at the time. From the historic walls of Visby, a short journey outside the city leads to the striking coastal formations known as Gotland's Rauka. These towering limestone formations, sculpted by wind, water, and ice over millions of years, were formed during the last ice age, when Gotland was covered by a thick sheet of ice. The story of Kalmar Castle begins over 800 years ago. Initially built as a simple defense tower during the 12th century, the castle was expanded over time to become a significant fortress and royal residence. One interesting fact about Kalmar Castle is that it was the site of a dramatic siege in 1611 during the Kalmar War between Sweden and Denmark. The Danes bombarded the castle with cannons for 3 months, but the Swedes refused to surrender. Remarkably, the castle walls withstood the assault, a tribute to their strength and durability. Borgholm Castle, perched on the island of Åland, was originally built in the 12th century as a simple defensive tower, and it transformed into an impressive fortress by the 1600s. The castle played a strategic role due to its location near the Baltic Sea. Kings and queens used it to defend Sweden from enemies approaching by water. Over the centuries, the castle evolved with additions that made it larger and stronger. Remarkably, the palace then sat abandoned for a century until a Great Fire in 1806 left it in ruins. And perhaps the most amazing fact about Borgholm Castle is that the Swedish pop group Rockette filmed 6 music videos here in 1989, including their international hit "Listen to Your Heart." Ala Stenar, a mysterious and ancient stone formation located in southern Sweden, captures the imagination of everyone who visits. This site features 59 large boulders arranged in the shape of a ship, and it overlooks the sea from a hilltop in the small village of Kasseberga. Researchers believe that Ala Stenar dates back to the Iron Age, around 1,400 years ago, but its exact purpose remains a mystery. Some legends suggest that the layout of the stones represents a mythical ship that was supposed to carry fallen warriors to Valhalla, the hall where heroes slain in battle were believed to feast with the god Odin forever. This is Örebro Castle, a majestic fortress with over 700 years of fascinating history. The castle has been rebuilt and expanded many times over the past 7 centuries, and as you walk through the castle, you can see the different building styles from each time period. Initially, the castle's main job was to protect the area and serve as a lookout. As times changed, so did the castle's role. By the 1500s, it had become an important place for meetings and government decisions. Kings and queens would often stay there when they visited the region. Rising dramatically from the Kattegat Sea stands Kullaberg, a peninsula that juts out from Sweden's southwestern coast. This rocky area, which formed over 100 million years ago, shows just how powerful nature can be. It serves as a magnificent playground for nature enthusiasts. Visitors flock here to trek along winding paths that culminate in spectacular ocean vistas. Gothenburg. This city started its journey over 400 years ago, founded by King Gustavus Adolphus as a port on the west coast of Sweden. Off the west coast of Sweden lies a remarkable cluster of islands known as the Gothenburg Archipelago. Formed by the relentless forces of glaciers during the last ice age, this stunning landscape is a mosaic of rocky islets, sandy beaches, and picturesque fishing villages. Skansenkronen, built in the late 17th century, was once part of a larger defensive system designed to protect Gothenburg from invading armies. Skalaholm Castle, a grand building constructed in the late 1800s, sits on the southwestern coast of Sweden, overlooking the North Sea. In the western part of Sweden, there's a small fishing village called Smögen. This place is famous for its wooden boardwalk, lined with old houses, painted in bright colors. Over the years, Smögen has turned from a quiet fishing spot into a popular destination for tourists who come to enjoy the sea and the unique atmosphere. One fascinating tradition in Smögen is the annual Day of the Lobster celebration in late September. On this day, the first lobster catch of the season is brought ashore and sold at a festive auction. Malmö is Sweden's third largest city and has a long history, spanning over 800 years. It's located on the southern coast, right across from Copenhagen in Denmark. For a long time, Malmö has been an important place for trade, helping to connect Sweden with the rest of Europe. However, Malmö isn't just about its past. The city is also a beacon of modern architecture, exemplified by the turning torso. Another interesting spot in Malmö is Kungsparken Park. This beautiful park, established in the late 19th century, is one of the city's oldest and most cherished green spaces. Also nestled within the park is Slottsmøllen, an old windmill that dates back to the 19th century. Originally, Slottsmøllen was used for grinding grain, a vital process for producing flour for bread making and other culinary uses. The city also showcases its modern spirit and international connections through the Øresund Bridge. This bridge is a special creation that links Sweden with Denmark. Work started on this amazing structure in 1995 and finished in 2000, costing about 4 billion euros. Moreover, this bridge is unique because it has 3 parts: a bridge, a man-made island, and a tunnel. The upper deck carries a 4-lane highway, while the lower deck has 2 railway tracks. Njöprehara waterfall is not only the tallest waterfall in Sweden, but also one of the highest in Europe. This waterfall is located in Fulufjället National Park, which was established in 2002 to protect the unique flora and fauna of the area. The Stockholm archipelago stretches along the coast of Sweden. A collection of over 30,000 islands, islets, and rocks form one of the largest archipelagos in the world. While the area consists of thousands of islands, people live permanently on about 150 of them. Transportation around the archipelago relies heavily on ferries, which are essential for connecting the islands to each other and the mainland. Shifting our focus from the natural beauty of the archipelago, we reach its pulsing heart, Stockholm. The capital city of Sweden is also known as the Venice of the North, thanks to its intricate network of waterways. Among Stockholm's iconic landmarks is the City Hall. Constructed from 8 million bricks, it houses offices for 200 people who work for the municipal council. City Hall's tower, with its spire featuring the golden 3 crowns, is one of the most recognizable silhouettes. Sophia Church, or Sophia Kyrka, presents a blend of architectural styles, making it special in the cityscape. One of the most interesting facts about Sophia Church is that it sits on one of the highest points in Stockholm. Many come to admire the church not only for its architectural beauty and spiritual significance, but also for the panoramic views it provides. The Nordiska Museet stands as a grand tribute to Swedish culture and history. The building itself is an example of Nordic Renaissance architecture, adding a distinctive aesthetic value to the attraction. This museum aims to preserve and display the way of life in Sweden before the industrial era. Preserving Swedish folk art is one of its major cultural contributions. Gamla stan, or the Old Town, is the historical heart of Stockholm. This area is one of the oldest parts of the city, with cobblestone streets and old colourful buildings that date back to the medieval period. An interesting fact about Gamla stan is that it was once considered a slum. However, it transformed over time and is now one of the most sought-after areas in the capital. Close to the royal palace is the Riddarholmen Church. It is one of the oldest buildings in Stockholm, serving as the final resting place for Swedish monarchs. The most striking feature of Riddarholmen Church is its ornate spire, which is covered in cast iron. After being struck by lightning in the 1830s, the original wooden spire was destroyed and later replaced with the current iron one we see today. In the northernmost part of Sweden, sitting above the Arctic Circle, is the Swedish Lapland. This area is not just a place of natural beauty, it is a unique blend of cultures, natural landscapes, and wildlife, making it unlike any other region in Sweden. The centerpiece of Lapland is the town of Kiruna. It was originally built because of the iron ore found in the area, one of the largest and richest iron ore deposits in the world. In winter, it's a wonderland of snow, and during the summer, the sun doesn't set for several weeks due to a phenomenon known as the midnight sun. The Sami culture, indigenous to the region, is rich in traditions, including reindeer herding, a way of life that has been passed down through generations. Reindeer are not only a source of food, but also of clothing, tools, and shelter. Known for their close connection to the land, many Sami continue to speak their native language, despite modern influences of the surrounding Scandinavian cultures. The people who most enjoy and engage with Sami cultural experiences are guests of the Ice Hotel in Jukkasjärvi. Every winter, this unique hotel is rebuilt using giant blocks of ice from the nearby Torn River. Artists carve these blocks into walls, furniture, and sculptures, turning the hotel into a gallery of ice art. Visitors sleep in rooms made entirely of ice, on beds made of ice covered with reindeer skins, and special sleeping bags to keep warm, offering a magical setting. Each spring, as the hotel melts, the water returns to the Torn River, ensuring nothing goes to waste. Abisko National Park is one of Sweden's oldest national parks. The terrain varies widely, featuring a mix of mountainous terrain, lush vegetation, and crystal clear water flowing through it. Because it receives very little rainfall each year, the skies are very clear, making it one of the top destinations in the world for viewing the Northern Lights. This natural light show, also known as Aurora Borealis, creates a sharp contrast in the clear skies, especially from late September to early April, when the nights are dark enough to provide a great backdrop for the auroras. Tarnforsen, located in the region of Jämtland, is the country's largest waterfall. In the winter, the waterfall undergoes a stunning transformation. Parts of the waterfall freeze, creating stunning ice formations that attract tourists and photographers from all over the world. Varberg Fortress is a historic structure with a story that stretches back over 700 years. Its strategic location on the coast made it an important point of defense against sea invaders. The fortress has played various roles through the centuries, from a defensive stronghold to a prison. Today, the fortress is a peaceful place where visitors come to learn about its history and enjoy the views of the sea. Lake Siljan was formed by a meteorite impact over 377 million years ago. Legends say that the lake is home to mythical creatures and spirits, tales that have been part of folklore for generations. This large lake is a central figure in the region, surrounded by forests and quaint towns, and Rudvik Church is prominently seated on its shore. The church is known for its long wooden pier, which extends into Lake Siljan, used in the past for worshippers who arrive by boat. In the heart of Lund, a city in southern Sweden, we find a remarkable structure, Lund Cathedral. According to local legend, Finn the Giant was tricked into building the cathedral, and in his rage at being deceived, tried to destroy it. Marstrand, a charming island on the west coast of Sweden, is a place where two distinct worlds coexist. One is the town of Marstrand, which serves as a hub for sailing and boating in Sweden, hosting an annual, prestigious sailing competition. The other is Marstrand Fortress, also known as Karlstens Fastning. The fortress was built to protect Sweden from maritime invasions, and over the centuries served not just as a military bastion, but also as a prison. This combination of maritime culture and historical architecture defines Marstrand, making it a unique place to explore. Lake Bussien is a tranquil body of water surrounded by gentle hills and dotted with patches of forest. It is believed that a mythical creature resides in its depths, often described as a friendly spirit that watches over the lake and its visitors. This Scandinavian nation, which shares borders with Norway and Finland, is known for being a pioneer in ensuring everyone's well-being, often ranking as one of the happiest countries in the world. When it comes to Swedish cuisine, Swedes love their meatballs, known as köttbullar, which are often served with creamy mashed potatoes, lingonberry jam, and pickled cucumbers. Seafood plays a big role with dishes like pickled herring, cured salmon, and the notorious fermented herring, known for its pungent smell. When it comes to dating, Swedes tend to adopt a relaxed and informal approach, often avoiding formal dates. It's common for couples to get to know each other through mutual friends or by meeting online, and then to casually meet up for coffee. One unique aspect of Swedish relationships is the widespread practice of sambo, which means non-marital cohabitation. Since the late 1980s, sambo couples have had nearly the same legal rights and responsibilities as married couples. Many Swedes live together before marriage or as an alternative to tying the knot. This is Sweden, a land full of wonders and fascinating traditions. Now, if you don't want to miss the most unbelievable wonders of Malta, check out this video.